Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the debut of the Expect to Win experience. We had some technical difficulties getting started our first broadcast, but I am so excited and happy that you are here with us tonight, and we're going to have a great time here at the Expect to Win experience. And this is a broadcast brought to you by Expect to Win Athletic Apparel. And this is a, a talk show, a very unique talk show, the only talk show of its kind where we interview up and coming high school and college athletes and where they are the stars and then we have celebrities and athletes that come on and encourage the young person. So we're gonna have a great time tonight, and I am James Thomas. I am the host and the president and CEO of Expect to Win Athletic Apparel. But I'm not here alone, and we're coming live from Los Angeles, California, home of the world champion Los Angeles Lakers and the world champion Los Angeles Dodgers. And we are excited. I'm just gonna be myself tonight. I don't know how to be anybody else, but I could not. I'm blessed to have a very talented co-host that's going to help me tonight, and I'm going to bring her on screen. And ladies and gentlemen, the co-host of the Expect to Win experience, the lovely Miss Kandi Knight.
Hello,
Kandi,
hello.
hello, good evening.
Hi, good evening. We're live, finally.
Yes, we are. Finally,
We are
I don't know
live.
what happened. Somehow the last feed got deleted, but we are here now and we are ready to have a good time tonight. How you feeling tonight, Kandi?
I'm feeling okay. I will admit I'm a little under the weather, but I'm here and I'm ready to go and I'm ready to interview these gentlemen and have a good time.
Well, all right. You are a trooper, and I
Thank you.
appreciate you being here tonight. And like I said, ladies and gentlemen, this is our very first broadcast, and we're gonna get better as we go. We are completely booked up with guests for the entire month of November.
Yay.
So that is an awesome thing. We are already, and this is something that it's been on my heart for a long time. I wanted to do something to try to show our young athletes in a positive light, give them an opportunity to talk about themselves and show the world who they are. So I'm grateful for this platform. I'm grateful for my co-host, and I'm grateful for our first guest tonight. And once again, like I said, whatever could have gone wrong, it did. It did, but in spite of it, so we got to go back to an original plan, Kandi, with the video because the video that I wanted to play, I can't play.
That's no
But
problem.
we're gonna play a video because we have, uh, yes, our first guest, and I'm gonna play a video and um, about him. He is James Bo Thomas III, and he is the starting running back, varsity running back for Paramount High School here in Los Angeles, California. He was San Gabriel Valley League rushing champion with over 600 yards touchdowns as a 14-year-old freshman.
Mm.
And we're going to introduce him to you guys this evening. But I want to show you just a little get acquainted video, and we'll be back and so, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, our first youth athlete for the Expect to Win experience. We introduce to you Mr. James Bo Thomas III.
How y'all doing?
All right. Hello. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Right. Well, we glad to have you, Bo, or James, whichever you prefer. And I'm gonna step aside, and Kandi is gonna go to work and interview you. But how do you feel about being here, being our first guest?
I feel good, a little bit nervous, but I'll get through it.
All right, all right. Well, I'm gonna step aside and
All right. Well, thank you once again, James, for joining us this
Welcome.
evening for the Expect to Win show here. You're going to do an amazing job. Don't be nervous. All
Uh,
right. So let's start off with the brand Expect to Win. Do you have any affiliation with it? What does the brand Expect to Win mean for you?
the brand expecting win means to me. It means a lot. My grandpa ran it. I do own some of it. It just means a lot. The logo starting off with the name. Ending with the
Yeah,
logo. You know, expect to win. Never expect to lose. Always expect to win. You know, so that's what the brand mean to me.
absolutely. We're winning all 2020 and beyond. I mean, LA's got the Dodgers and the Lakers winning, so we're off to a good start already. So
Yeah.
let's address the elephant in the room with COVID-19. How are you doing amidst COVID? What's it like playing during the season with people, getting sick? And do you guys get tested? What's that like?
We haven't been on the field lately because of COVID, but
Hmm.
workouts by myself, it's been a struggle because no fields have been open. So I have to be working out at home. Staying healthy at home, doing inside workouts because you can't really go outside. So that's how I've been handling COVID.
Right.
So that's how I've been handling COVID.
Right. Well, we definitely want you to stay safe and not to get sick. So that's a good thing. Staying in shape will definitely help your game. All
Yep.
right. So let's go back to the beginning. Your highlight is very impressive. Your uh, stats are very impressive as well. How did you get into football and what prompted it? Like, was this a family thing or did you start at what age? What's that like?
Well, it was a family thing, but what pumped me up about football is when I was 8 years old, my dad put me in pads against my big brother, and we was hitting back to back in the front yard. We was hitting. We was just going at it, going at it. And I was like, when we was hitting, I was doing good, and I was like, I like this sport. I like it. It had
Yes.
my adrenaline rushing. I was happy. I was excited to play. So when we was doing that, I was like, I want to play football. And ever since then, I've been in love with football. Ever since then, I just been loving it.
And loving it. And you're doing such an amazing job. I mean, I saw in the other James, the host said as well that you've been playing since you were 14, playing varsity, that is. That's a pretty big
Yeah.
deal. So how did you get on the team? How did that come about?
How did I get on the team? Work. Work. You can't just get on any team without showing work.
There you go.
So that's it's not much to say about it. You gotta work to get on the team.
Put in the work. Did the guys give you a hard time coming in as
Yeah.
a freshman? I know they did.
Yep. I was the little guy, the shortest on the team. Everybody underestimated me, thought I wasn't supposed to be on there, and I showed my talent, and I became the starting running back for the varsity team.
That's it. You show them and let them know what's up. All
Hmm.
right. So, you said you guys aren't playing right now. Tell me about your previous seasons, or if there was a defining moment, a proud moment from playing football.
Okay, I can say a proud moment is with my dad. When I was 8 years old, we was down in the playoffs, second round of the playoffs, almost to the
Hmm.
championship. We was down 6-43. I got hurt halftime. I got hurt before halftime. Halftime came. I prayed with my grandpa. You know, went out there, came back from a 6-43 lead.
Hmm.
Went to the championship, won the championship by 2 touchdowns that I scored. So that's the most defining moment that I had in football. The most defining
Wow.
moment.
That's awesome. I mean, talk about expecting to win. You were ready and
Yeah.
determined to win. I love it. I love it. Now, I heard that you pray before your games. What's the significance of that to you?
It's everything. Everything. Prayer is everything. God is everything. When you got God on your side, you can do anything. So that's all I
That's
have to
right.
say about that.
Absolutely. Nothing without God. Everything. I love it. Now, I want to know, since I've got a radio background, music, what hypes you up? So before the big game, who's on your playlist? Give me a few artists.
Who's on my play? I would say Meek Mills,
Okay. All right.
NBA Young Boy. Um, who else? I like to listen to Drake,
Yeah.
and then I like to listen to Ryo the Young. Ryo the Young.
Okay. All right. Now, I'm not familiar with Ryo. Is he a new artist?
Yeah, he a younger artist. He's upcoming. He's more low key. He's not
More
really out
low
there.
key. Okay. Up and coming. Well, Drake is always a go-to. He's always
Yeah,
good. I know Lil Wayne is always good as well to
yeah.
get you pumped and ready for games. Okay, so for young boys coming up behind you, what advice would you give them to succeed in the game of football, to get to the level that you're on? If they want to play varsity, let's in ninth grade, what advice would you give them?
Don't believe the hype. I'm gonna tell you that now. Don't believe the hype. It's not as hard as you think. You have heart. You show your talent off, and you be you. You go out there and you just dedicate yourself to the field, play football, and be yourself. And have heart when you get on the field. No matter what nobody say how big they are, or how strong they look, or how intimidated they look. Be yourself. Have heart, and go straight at them. Just go at them, and you'll succeed in football. That's all it is. That's all it is.
That's it. Expect to win, right?
Yeah.
Go out there expecting to win. All right. So for you growing up, who is your idol for football?
Bo Jackson.
Okay, why Bo?
Because I don't really know. Everybody say I run like him. I play like him. I run like
Okay.
him. And I was watching some of his clips, and I was like, man, I really do run like him. I play like him. Exactly his playing style. I go hard. I'm real fast. I'm up. My tempo is really high. So that's why I say Bo Jackson.
All right, we love it. And I'm sure it would be such an honor for you to be someone's hero or someone's, go to one day, someone to want to play just like you. So that's
Yeah.
pretty awesome. What about your coaches? How have they impacted your game?
Um. You know, coaches. I don't really know. I went in. I went in. I'm football smart. I went in
Uh-huh.
knowing everything. They added some pieces, but I had really good coaches. They coached me well. But when you at the high school level, when you go into high school, you got to be football smart already. You can't come in not knowing stuff. You can't come in trying to be learned because it's gonna be the next person up. You're gonna get set back. So I can't really say too much. They added some pieces on. They're really good coaches, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I went in football smart. I have to be me, and just use what I know.
That's such an awesome tip. Good that you said that you have to know the game before you get into it and know what you're doing. So that's really great. Now, I heard that you play a few other sports besides football. What do you play?
Yeah, I play baseball and I also play
Okay.
basketball.
All right. And how did that come about? How did you choose football then between the other sports that you played?
Um, because I mean I really like the baseball, but you can like a sport, but I picked the sport I love, football.
Uh-huh.
I like the baseball a lot, but I love football, so I picked that over anything. And football is more exciting to me, so I want the exciting sport, the sport with contact.
Oh,
The
you were
fun
ready.
sport. Yeah,
All right. And definitely, I mean, you're great at it. That we do know. So let's talk about the future. What does the future hold for James Thomas? College? Do you want to go pro? What's your plan looking like?
yeah. I want to go to USC college.
Okay.
That's what I want to go to USC college for 4 years, and then I want to go pro. No matter what pro team, but I do have a significant pro team is the Cowboys. I want to go to the Cowboys. That's what I'm shooting for, and that's what I
All
want to.
right. So you want to help out Dallas? They could use that right now.
We all right. We all right. We're gonna get better.
All right, all right. So why Dallas? Because usually I know people that grow up in the LA area are partial to teams nearby. Why
Yeah,
Dallas all the way across the country?
because Dallas been a tradition. Everybody like Dallas in my family, so
Mm-hmm.
I've just been born and raised Dallas Cowboys. Dallas, 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 and they're a really good team. I like the way they run. They got a running offense. They dedicate to their running backs. They show love to their running
Mm-hmm.
backs, and I just like the way they play football over there.
I would say Dallas is definitely taking a seat. They're actually called, well, I consider them to be America's team. I
Yeah,
mean, either you love them or either you hate them, but you got
yeah,
to respect them at the end of the day. So
yeah.
that's pretty
You do.
awesome. Who's your favorite player for Dallas now?
Ezekiel Elliott.
Ezekiel.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's really good. Really
yeah.
good. All right. So, do you have any words that you want to share? Anyone you want to thank for inviting you on, or any last words before we wrap up?
I want to thank you for having me. Talking to
No
me, taking the
problem.
time out your day to talk to me and get to know me. And I also want to thank my grandpa for setting this up for me. And I want to thank all my coaches. And some words I have for some kids that's playing football and that's trying to play football. Have heart. Go out there and be yourself. Pay attention to the game. Listen to your coaches when they're trying to teach you something, and just be you. Have fun. You have fun on the field. Everything come after. Just have fun and be yourself.
Awesome words. And you can take that with whatever career path you choose. I mean, of course, sports is the go to for little boys now growing up. They want to play, but you've got to work hard. Of course, you've got to expect to win and you've got to be willing to learn. So that's awesome. So thank you again for coming. Before we end completely, let's connect. What's your social media? Do you have an Instagram or how can we find you and follow your journey?
Yes, I have an Instagram at Playboy J. You spell boy with an I and put J with two underscores. And that's the
All
only
right.
social media I have right now. And I'm making a Twitter later. And when I make my Twitter, I'll for sure let you guys know.
Absolutely. Well, we look forward to seeing you on the field, seeing where you go. The best of luck to you. Once again, thank you for joining us this evening.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. You're muted. We can't hear you.
Thank you, Bo, for being here, and thank you, Candy. But right now we're not done
That's
because we
right.
have someone here that's going to tell a little bit of their story and give Bo some words of encouragement and words of wisdom. And he is a former NFL player played with the Cincinnati Bengals. And one of the things I like about Solomon Wilcots, well, one of the I think is kind of noteworthy. I think he was one play away from winning the Super Bowl.
Mm,
I think they were one play away.
wow.
I mean, literally one play away from winning the Super Bowl. And but anyway, he is an awesome brother. I love this brother. He is a like a former Cincinnati Bengal, current Emmy winning. Emmy win. We got an
Emmy
Emmy
winning. All right now.
first broadcast, Emmy winning NFL broadcaster. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Expect to Win experience. Brother Solomon Wilcott.
Welcome.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hello, everyone. Kandi, Bo, how you doing? And James, good to see you all. Thank you for having me.
Good, you.
Good having you. I'm going to step aside again because that's what I do. And Candy and Bo and Solomon, the floor is yours.
All right. Well, thank you once again for coming on to the show this evening. First, congrats. I mean, all these accolades that he mentioned, the Emmys, I mean, that's huge. And the career. Can we start with the Emmys? That's interesting to me. So, how did the Emmy award come about first?
Well, yeah, obviously, a long journey, right? Before someone can, win that kind of honor. It starts along pretty much when I broke into broadcast television. I started working at a local NBC affiliate in Cincinnati at WOWT.
Mm-hmm.
I came in as just a lowly intern. I became an editor, a writer, then a producer, then a reporter, and then sports anchor. And so several years later, I remember getting invited to come out to ESPN in Bristol, Connecticut. And I had an audition, and I performed an audition with Stuart Scott. And so going through the audition, I kind of felt it went really well. And then obviously they ended up offering me a job. And then I was invited to be the sideline reporter for the Sunday Night Football game, which at that time it was on ESPN, not on NBC. And
right.
So and working with the producer and working with the on-air talent, I was the sideline reporter. Mike Patrick, Joe Theismann, Paul McGuire, they were in the broadcast booth. And we together, we worked together that whole season, one game after another. We just wanted to do a phenomenal show. We ended up winning an Emmy for the best live sports television show. And being part of that team, of course, I held up my end. I just played my position, Kandi. That's all I did. And I was fortunate enough to receive an Emmy.
That is awesome. So when you were playing, did you ever think that you would end up on television or end up reporting? Was that ever a goal of yours initially?
Well, I remember when I left to go away to college. I went to high school in Riverside, California. I grew up in Compton, California. I remember when I was going off to the University of Colorado, my mom, she asked me, she said, so what do you want to do? What do you want to study?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, well, I want to be a sports reporter. I want to work in sports broadcasting.
Okay.
So I remember my mom, she looked at me, she said, but you don't talk. She said, mothers know their kids as well as
they
anyone.
do.
And I remember telling her, I was like, it'll be okay, Mom. It'll work out. Don't worry about it, But I always had a real love and a real affinity for reading and writing and history and great storytelling and a love for literature. So I ended up studying English literature at the University of Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up working and studying also in our journalism department, where I had some great professors. And then, obviously while I was playing, I ended up working locally in television and doing some things on the side. And so when I was done playing, I felt like it was something worth pursuing. And I knew that if I didn't give it a try, I'd be kicking myself if I just didn't give it a shot. And so I cast my lot in, at the lowest level in local TV and 25 years later, still working in broadcasting.
That is awesome. That is really awesome. Your story is a little similar to mine. I studied journalism in undergrad and was very quiet and shy. And so a lot of my peers are like, you're in media.
Yeah,
How'd that happen? So it works out. We find ourselves.
that's right.
We figure it out. So let's
That's
talk
right.
about football for a minute. How did you begin playing? Did you start at a young age? Was there always a passion for that as well?
Yeah, I played basketball for many years, and I grew up in Compton. We used to play at Luders Park. I played recreationally, but obviously played, with all my friends. We grew up playing together, and then I remember, my first year playing football was at Greater Compton, Pop Warner football, and
Wow.
I was just one of many kids out there playing, trying to figure it out. And I wasn't some great star. I wasn't bad at it. I wasn't great at it. But it's because I was just learning. And then it just clicked, like my second year of playing, it just
Mm-hmm.
kind of clicked. I always loved playing on defense. And then when I went off to high school, immediately the high school coach came up to me and said, look, I think you could be a really good player. We want to put you in our program. And so by the time I was a sophomore, I'm playing on the varsity team, and one thing kind of led to another. We were good. We won a lot of games, and so I was fortunate enough to win a scholarship to go to the University of Colorado, and
Nice.
it was a lifelong dream. Just getting the scholarship was the dream. That was the
Right.
end game for me. I thought I wanted to go to college, and when that happened, I just thought, oh my goodness, I arrived. And
You made it.
so that
Yeah.
was quite an accomplishment.
Okay. So tell me, so then you made it to the NFL. How did that come about? I know obviously you're, working hard and drafted in. What was that experience like?
Well, I could tell you, I think about the NFL. I knew it was out there, but I just wanted to win. We were in college. When I first got to the University of Colorado, we weren't very good. I wanted to make sure by the time we left, we were very good.
There you go. There
So
you
my
go.
focus was just on that. When I went away to go to college, I was 165 pounds.
Oh, wow.
Playing against guys like Roger Craig, Mike Rozier, Turner. I mean, these guys were great players. And, I was like, I got to work really hard. I remember by the time I left, 4 years later, I was 195 pounds.
Okay.
I had 30 pounds of muscle. My whole body changed. I even had more bass in my voice, you know what I'm saying? So it was like this metamorphosis that somehow over time, you come into your own as a young person. And next thing you know, I'm getting drafted into the National Football League. It wasn't a high draft pick. It was a big round pick. And I remember Dick LeBeau, one of the defensive coaches, he called me and said, hey, look, we believe you're a really good player. Don't want you to think about what round you were drafted in. You got an excellent shot of making this team. By the time I'm in my second year, I'm starting on a team that's good enough to even go to the Super Bowl. And so it just kind of I just kept my head down. I never really looked over the next mountain or looked at the next thing. I only dealt with what was right in front of me to make sure I was good at that, make sure I was successful at the goal that was right in front of me. And next thing you know, I end up, playing 7 years in the NFL. So it was a great time.
That's lovely. And that's a great way to look at it. Just what's right in front of you. I know a lot of people want to look at the big picture outright and get so overwhelmed and so tripped up. So one step at a time. Now, James mentioned a Super Bowl loss. I know it may hurt to chat about it, but I'd like to know the situation. Like, what happened?
Well, the situation was called Joe Montana and Jerry Rice.
Oh, man.
And so, no, listen, it was a great game. I mean, we led most of the way. I think the score was like 3-3 at halftime, 6-6.
Okay, not bad.
They were used to scoring a lot of points on people and blowing people out. We felt that we could play with them. We came into the game. Our record was better than theirs. We had played them the previous year. But it was always, we felt we matched up with them really well. And, as James talked about it, 40 seconds remaining in the game, they hit John Taylor for the game-winning touchdown, and 40 seconds, and they win by 4 points. And, you still kind of think about it. I mean, it never leaves you, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you know you were that close. But every time I see Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, and some of the guys that played in that game that we played against, you know, we always talk about that game and what a battle it was, because it was a hard-hitting game. We lost players. They lost players.
Oh,
It was
wow.
a very physical game. Guys are being carted off. You know, we were
Oh,
playing
my.
for almost everything. I will tell you this. I remember we were scheduled to go, I think it was on the David Letterman show.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the guys are in our secondary. And I remember, oh, God, we get to go, I get to go back hometown to LA, get to go on some shows and do the red carpet thing. And then when you lose, the phone doesn't ring. And then you start calling your agent. What's going on there? No, we're not doing that.
They want the winners.
Rocky's Sylvester Stallone was shooting a movie, and we were going to be in this. No, you're not doing it. It's like, so all these things that sort of are on, like, they're in a queue waiting for you to win the game.
Right.
Do these list of things, but those things only go to the winner. If you don't win, you don't get the spoils of victory.
Yeah, sorry. We want the winners. I mean, I get it. But I'm sure that's an unforgettable experience.
Yeah.
So now you're doing the broadcasting. Do you still have an affiliation with football at all?
Oh, yeah. You know, every year except for this year because of COVID-19, I do work over in London. So I work with Sky Sports. Sky is the big media company in the UK based in London. And on our studio set is where they do a lot of the post-production for Game of Thrones. So I got to go and sit on the Iron Throne and on the studio set. But they are great lovers of NFL football over in the UK. So as an ambassador to the NFL, we go over and we cover the game for the UK audience. But I also do work. I host a daily show on Sirius XM NFL Radio on the NFL channel every morning, Monday through Friday from 7 to 10 a.m. Eastern time. It's quite early on the West Coast, so I get it. But it's very early. It's at 7 a.m. Eastern time, which is 4 a.m. Pacific.
Oh, yeah.
A 3-hour daily show Monday through Friday. And then I also work for a data analytics company. You may have heard of it. It's called Pro Football Focus. We grade every player on every play. And we provide a lot of the data analytics for all of the NFL teams. We cover all about 80 Division I college teams, and we supply them with all the data they need to prepare their game plans each and every week.
That's so nice to have now in the current situation and stats that we're dealing with. Pretty good. So let me ask you now, what advice would you give to up-and-coming players who love the game and want to experience playing in the NFL? What words of advice would you give them?
Well, first of all, I congratulate, Bo, because I've been following him for a long time. I'm always talking with his granddad. He's always sending me video clips. And I've watched him work hard for a very long time to get to the level of where he's at right now. And I really I'm very proud of him and the discipline and the character that he has displayed so far throughout his young life. And I just want to continue to encourage him and young men like him to stay focused on the dream and on your goal. And it's okay to want to make your parents and family and your community proud of you. And that's going to require a lot of discipline. It's going to require saying yes to all the right things, no to all the wrong things, and not being influenced and pulled off track and really distracted from the work at hand. I would also say that you want to be coachable. You want to be able to listen to your coaches, listen to your trainers, have great nutrition, and every single day is a day to get better. If you've seen the documentary of Michael Jordan, I think he laid down a tremendous blueprint for young people to understand just how great they can be and how good they can be, providing they're willing to work hard, always be competitive, always be willing to put the day's work ahead of everything else. Focus on getting the work done. If it's weightlifting, if it's training, if it's exercising, even if it comes to just getting the proper rest the day before, the night before a game, it's vitally important to your ability to go out and perform at a very high level. And lastly, I'll say, long after your abilities to shoot a ball, hit a ball, catch a ball, or dunk a ball, long after those skills have depreciated and eroded, your ability to read, write, count your money, right? And your academic skills will continue to grow. If you're 30, 40, 50 years old, I'm an old man now, I'm 50, I'm 50 plus years old. But those skills are still with me. While I'm no longer able to run as fast as I used to, I'm no longer able to hit as hard as I used to, or even take a hit like I used to. All the academic skills that I spent a lifetime working on, those are what we call appreciating skills. They only get better over time. And so to spend more time working on hitting a ball, catching a ball, and shooting a ball, I don't think is nearly as important as it is in putting the time into those academic skills that will continue to grow and continue to benefit you for the remainder of your life. You can look at any athlete, any entertainer, any business person. It is their academic skills that has sustained them over time. And that is the end game. That's what we're all working towards. The ability to be able to have the skills to not only to provide for ourselves and for our family, but to help others who are less fortunate provide for our communities as well.
Excellent words of advice. Excellent words. Thank you so much. Well, before we wrap up, do you have contact info? Are you on social media? How can we kind of pick your brain or contact you or follow your journey or your projects that you're working on?
Oh, absolutely. You can find me. I am on Twitter at Solomon's Wisdom. Solomon's Wisdom.
I
and
see
you
what
can
you
find
did
me
there.
and you can reach me there and see all the work that we're doing. And you'll also be able to find the radio show that we host on a daily basis.
Excellent. All right. Well, thank you so much again for joining us this evening and for giving your background and your words of advice and wisdom. James, did you have anything you wanted to ask or share with Solomon?
No, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for, noticing me. Thank you for telling me about your journey, Just thank you a lot. Thank you for your words. Stay out of trouble, be yourself. It's okay to say no to things. And just be great. Just be great. So I just want to thank you for that and telling me the right things to do, and watching me.
Well, hey, thank you, Bo. We'll continue to watch. Hey, we're family. We love you. And we wish you all the great success, okay?
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, fellas. And we are expecting to win. So keep that in mind as you go forward, and we will talk soon.
All right, Kandi. James, take care. Bye-bye.
Everybody, all right. Thank you, Solomon. Thank you, Bo. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in tonight and watching and being a part of our debut show. We're only going to get better. We're going to have another exciting show next week for you. And I want to say also to Bo, I'm extremely proud of you. You handle yourself well. You represent well.
Excellent
And
job.
and I think that and you know how I feel. And my advice is that if you do the right thing and keep God first, the sky beyond the sky is the limit. And I think you did an awesome job. And Kandi, I don't know, I don't think I shared this with you. Bo asked to be the first guest.
All right.
He asked to be the first guest, so he did an awesome job. And I for all of you that are watching, I hope you enjoyed it and support us. And also subscribe to the channel so that you can know when we're going to be here. Also, you can check out Expect to Win. Go to our website, www.expecttowinaa.com. You can buy all kind of Expect to Win merchandise. Expect to Win gear. Yes, you can. And why don't you tell them what the lions mean and the logo?
The lion means heart. Lions got heart. That's what the lion mean. The lions mean you got heart. The lions always win their battles. No matter who they battling, they always win. They always pull through and fight. So that lion means heart. That's what the lion means.
Love it. That's right.
All right. All right. So that's going to conclude our show for tonight. Kandi, thank you. You are awesome. You are incredible.
Thank you very much.
We're going to grow together and prosper together, and we're going to create an awesome show. So
We're
God
waiting.
bless
Yeah.
you, everybody, for watching tonight. We'll be back next Saturday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Whatever you do, I don't care if it's in the classroom, if it's on the football field, the baseball diamond, the basketball court, even if you're a cheerleader, whatever it is you do, always give it your best. Always give it your all. Always give it 100 and do go beyond 100%, because nobody can ever expect more from you than your very best. And when you do that, you can always expect to win.
Expect to win. There you go.
God bless you from James and Kandi. Have a good night. Guys, next time. God bless.
Bye.